Today, you are you, and that is truer than true, and there is no one alive that is youer than you. Dr. Seuss. I know that I am me, but do you ever wonder, who is he? We all recognize the literary genius Dr. Seuss for his classic children's books, but who really is the man behind the genius? Dr. Seuss, more formally known as Theodore Seuss Geisel, was a writer, an illustrator, and a cartoonist. But he was also a student, an advertisement specialist, and a veteran. There's more to the man than a few cats and a few hats and a serving or two of green eggs and ham. His life began March 2nd, 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts, where he lived on Mulberry Street. He attended Dartmouth College in 1921. At Dartmouth, he got into his first known writing position. He wrote for the college's humor magazine, the Dartmouth Jack-o'-lantern, where he quickly rose to the position of editor-in-chief. Unfortunately, Geisel got caught drinking gin with 9 of his friends in his room, violating national prohibition laws at the time. Geisel was forced to resign from all extracurricular activities. However, his ambition to write was far too strong. In order to continue writing for the Jack-o'-lantern, he came up with the famous alias, Dr. Seuss. Did you know that the rhythm of a ship's engine inspired the poem that became his first book? And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street. As World War II began, Seuss began drawing and writing political cartoons for the New York City daily newspaper, The Left Wing. These cartoons were later published in the book, Dr. Seuss Goes to War. In 1942, Seuss wanted to directly help the war effort. He worked drawing posters for the War Production Board. Then, in 1943, he joined the Army and was commander of the Animations Department of the 1st Motion Picture Unit of the United States Air Forces. He wrote 3 films while there, including Designer for Death, a film on Japanese culture that won an Academy Award for the documentary feature. After the war, the Doc and his wife moved to California. Here he ventured into the challenge of writing children's books, including If I Ran the Zoo, If I Ran the Circus, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The great children's writer never had any kids himself. If this complex man was ever questioned about this, he would simply state, "You have 'em, I'll entertain him." In 1954, Life magazine posted an article about how children were becoming illiterate because the books they had to read were simply too boring. William Ellsworth Spaulding, a textbook editor, compiled a list of 348 words he felt were important for first graders to recognize. He asked Seuss to cut the list to 250 words and write a book using only those. Not willing to give up a challenge, he set to work, and the end result is the book that we all know and love, The Cat in the Hat. Not only was Seuss internationally known for his stories, but also his artwork. All of the illustrations in his stories are done by none other. The pictures were strange, unusual, eye-catching, and frankly, extremely original. I personally feel that when it comes to art, anyone can sit in front of a canvas and paint what they see in front of them. It takes someone with true perceptibility to create something that no one has ever seen before. Many of Dr. Seuss's books are said to portray his views on political and social issues around the world. The Lorax was written about environmentalism and anti-consumerism. The Sneetches about racial equality. The Butter Battle book was written about the arms race. How the Grinch Stole Christmas about anti-materialism. And Horton Hears a Who, my personal favorite, was written about anti-isolationism and internationalism. The Doctor was a genius. His life was dedicated to his love of writing and drawing. For me, he is surely an inspiration. I know for a fact that his book, Oh, the Places You Will Go, has been motivation for millions. His imagination, talent, and ability to entertain has been part of the lives of many growing up. He is open-minded. A person that can direct films from the war, then come home and write books about cats wearing hats, shows someone with a broad spectrum of thought, realism, and metaphor. These are all reasons that I respect the man and the entertainment that he has given us. His legacy will continue to go on forever. Are you open-minded enough to see a world that he was able to portray? What a gift. If he would allow me to quote, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." Are you happy now, Chanel? Are you? Are you? You better be, because now I'm done with that speech for the rest of life. And if anybody ever asks me to read it again, then I will link them. I will link them to this video because, like, what, 700,000 times is enough. I'm fresh out of the shower. That's why I look so attractive in this video. And sarcasm. I have the Cat in the Hat dictionary with the 250 words in it that, yeah. Goodbye.